This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
And I'm Juan Gonzalez. Welcome to all of our listeners and viewers around the country and around the world.
Juan, before we go to our first segment, you did a very interesting column in the New York Daily News on the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, the union of police officers in New York, and its leader, Pat Lynch.
Yeah, well, I've been following, as many people have around the country, the ongoing standoff between Mayor de Blasio and the Policemen's Union, Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, which has been going on now for more than a month, and it's been marked by incredible allegations by the head of the police union, Patrick Lynch, that, for instance, that the two officers who were assassinated on December 20th, their blood was on the mayor's hands, and then by hundreds of policemen at the funerals of the officers turning their back on the mayor, and now for over 2 weeks, a complete slowdown by New York City police officers refusing to write summonses or do misdemeanor arrests. There's been about a huge drop in the number of arrests and tickets issued in New York City. Now that's begun to change now, finally, and those summonses and arrests are going back up. But there's clearly been an attempt by the Policemen's Union, very much to almost, I don't want to call it a coup, but it is an attempt to try to tell the mayor, a progressive mayor of New York, you can't run this city without us. But now it turns out there is a huge dissension within the ranks of the police department itself. There was Pat Lynch had issued a letter asking cops to disinvite the mayor and the city council speaker, Melissa Mark-Viverito, from any funeral in case they were killed in the line of duty. Only 4% of the cops have signed on to the letter. Yesterday, there was a meeting of the Union of the Police delegates, and there was an open fight that broke out between several of the pro-Lynch people and the anti-Lynch people, saying, we don't care about an apology from the mayor. What we want is for you to handle our grievances and our problems that we have as police officers, because the police have been without a labor contract for 5 years. And now I'm reporting in today's Daily News that there is an entire slate of people that is preparing to run against Lynch in union elections that are being held in June. And he hasn't had a challenge since 2003. He's been the president of the union for 15 years. So there's a major convulsion going on within the police union. And, of course, it's against the backdrop that the New York City Police Department now has a majority of minority officers, African-American, Latino, and Asian officers. It's not the same police department that existed 15 years ago when Lynch was first elected. And many of those officers are equally angry over the past practices of racial profiling, of stop and frisk arrests. And they, too, are demanding some kind of change. So we'll have to see what happens. But clearly, there's not the kind of unity among the police against the mayor that has been portrayed so far in the press.
We'll link to your column at democracynow.org. I also encourage people to go to our website to look at our interviews with New York police officer Adhil Palenko, as well as retired Detective Graham Weatherspoon, all talking about who actually represents the police in New York.